Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sports Time Machine Network headquarters. As today we're going to have a very special announcement for those who follow my game one of my last tournament. We are ripping that up and we are starting over. So hopefully we'll have some people in for a few minutes. I know RJL goes on with his game probably in about 15 or 20 minutes, so we don't want to keep him waiting. But this is going to be very important for those who started watching my tournament. The last game, we're going to go ahead and switch things around for some different reasons. I was talking to my buddy, and he was telling me because this does not, we're not a, we're not playing this like basketball. One and done doesn't exactly fit the mojo for baseball. The best team is the best team that wins in a series. So we both kind of were rolling around. He says the best way to do this is to take the best franchise with the most wins. So it doesn't matter if you got to the World Series or not. It only matters how many wins your franchise got. And you'll be surprised what teams actually made the tournament and where they're seated. There's going to be two brackets. There's going to be 15 in one side, 15 another. The top two winning teams in Major League history does not matter how many wins you had or what divisions they were in. If they're two American League teams, which they were, they will be the top two seeds, and then they will have the first round bye, automatically advancing to your Sweet 16. So we'll show you the brackets, unveil them. We'll tell you about some of the teams. We'll kind of go over some of the rules we'll have, and some of the other things that are going on. Again, I do apologize if you really got into my last one. I know I had a lot of people in there, about 7, 8 hours of people watching that game. Well, I hope people watch this more because when we start playing this, we're going to be playing about 3, 4 games at a time. And yes, I'm going to be basically using the computer dice to do this because otherwise, games will take about an hour each. And I don't really want to run an hour for a possible 7 game series. That's a lot of time. I could run in the dice method with the computer itself about 30, 35 minutes a game. So we could almost play 3 to 4 games a night so we can get a series done pretty quickly then, especially if teams start, coming out full steam and blowing some of these teams out. But there's going to be believe me, when I tell you the number one seeds look really good on paper, but they got a weakness enough if they face a team with a stronger pitching staff and the offense looks a little better, you're going to have some upsets. So, guess what? Let's reveal the brackets. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll bring them up on the screen and then we'll play the game together. We'll go over each side, the strengths, weaknesses, and like I said, we'll do some rules. There you go. Nice and spiffy looking. It looks it looks nice to look on paper. So as we reveal the brackets, number one seed in the left-hand side bracket is going to be the Seattle Mariners. They had the most wins in baseball history, although not winning the World Series. So they'll wait for the winner between the 2011 Philadelphia Phillies and the 2017 Cleveland Indians. So Kenny Castro will take on Cleve baseball fan in this very competitive series. Both teams with a ton of talent. The Phillies running it up the ladder with Cliff Lee and Roy Halladay. And but with Kluber for the Indians, this could be a very competitive series for both teams. As we go down the ladder, again, that game will be played um, at what's at the bank, Citizens Bank for that. And we won't have what we are doing before and having uh, a group hold the region, do it that way. We'll actually have home fields and we'll play with full commando. The reason why I'm doing it this way is we do have all teams that can play super advanced. So we'll have the playing with the ballpark ratings, we'll play with weather, and we'll play with everything. This will give the advantage to some of these home teams that can hit hard, that can have extreme, especially if the Yankees the right-handed porch becomes effective for them, they'll have kind of a nice advantage. So in this series at the bank, it's the 2011 Philadelphia Phillies taking on the 2017 Cleveland Indians. Now, the only reason the Cleveland Indians became the front runner for this tournament because I disqualified the 1954 team because we're trying not to take any teams pre 1960. Yes, it's probably something Beatles internally is probably holding his ears and screaming, but yes, we're trying to do a little more modern. Again, I don't have as many teams before 1960 with super advanced, so I have everything basically from 1960 with a few years missing, and that's going to affect one of our teams by not having their team available, but not really if you see the wins that they're coming in with. So again, I could pull the let me see if I can pull the rating sheet out and we can kind of tell you together exactly what number of wins as you see how I guess you can say very imposing these brackets end up being with the number of wins. I got it right here. So the 2011 Phillies, they came in with 102 wins, and they're going to be considered a play-in game. Or the winner will take on the top seeded Mariners. They'll be taking on the Cleveland Indians. They're a 17th seed with 102 wins also. Underneath them is going to be the ninth seed Houston Astros, and they are going to be coming with 107 wins. They'll be taking on the '05 Chicago White Sox. They're down there at 24 with 99 wins. So again, you're at 24 seeds out of a possible 30, and you have 90 plus wins. Underneath them, surprisingly, is the 2021 New San Francisco Giants, lost in the divisions because they played the Dodgers in that kind of very good 5 game series where they shouldn't have been playing against one of those before the new format. The new format probably would have affected them a little better and where they were seated, but with the old format where the top wild cards played and they were both basically from the same division with all those wins, it made it really, you got to think about it, it was really tough on both those teams. One of the teams were going to get knocked out. The Giants who played this one, lost it that game, and they were eliminated in one game. That kind of made a lot of Giant fans out there upset. Then you got the Beatles internally, the 2015 Pittsburgh Pirates. Again, a quality team, and they came in at the 25 seed with 98 wins, and they'll be taking on the Giants in 3Com Park in San Francisco. Then you got a powerful team, a 4 seed, the 69 Orioles with 109 wins, will be taking on the 97 Florida Marlins. They're at the 29th seed with 92 wins. 92 wins were the cutoff point, as the other number 30 seed was actually at 92 wins. Underneath them is the 13 seed Detroit Tigers, 104 wins. They will play. They will play. Actually, they'll play host to the 20 seed Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona Diamondbacks, not the 2001 champions, but they did have 100 wins in 1999. Against them will be a 12 seed, the Montreal Expos. They were prorated in this one with 105 wins, and they'll take on the 2008, not the Rally Monkey team, but a very, very competitive 21 seed in the 2008 Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim with 100 wins. Again, a very competitive series, two teams over 100 wins. Again, we'll be playing a 4-man rotation, so the series will go as you see at the top of the screen, 2-2-1-1-1, so 2 at home, 2 in the other visitor's ballpark, and they'll go flip, flip, flip for one game. We'll have a day's rest also between each game to give the possible one starter a chance to start 3 times. So that could be important also for the strong pitching staff. Those Phillies are going to be extremely difficult with the Lee and Halliday combination. We'll see how they ultimately make out. Then on the bottom of the bracket, definitely not faint for heart. The 5th seed Cincinnati Reds, 1975, 108 wins, and they sneak in at number 5. They'll be taking on a 28 seed in the Texas Rangers 2011. Surprisingly, that team had the most wins of a Texas Ranger franchise. I thought maybe the 22-23 team will be very competitive, but they are down a little bit in those ratings. So that Ranger team, again, that will be the Robbie Wahlberg team, inspired team, and we'll see if they have some mojo going forward in this tournament. Again, it's all about pitching. Reds don't have a lot, but they're gonna trounce you with hitting a lot and good speed, and also great defense. As you see, that is the left-hand bracket. So again, it's the Citizens Bank between the Phillies and Indians. It will be at Houston at Minute Maid Ballpark as the Astros take on the White Sox. 3Com Park in San Francisco, the Giants take on the Pirates. Memorial Stadium as the Baltimore Orioles take on the Fish. And then in Tiger Stadium, it's the Tigers and Diamondbacks. And then at Olympic Stadium, it will be the Montreal Expos and the California and the Los Angeles Angels. That will be a very good series, and hopefully we'll have some good ballparks for that. And then we'll have from Riverfront Stadium again the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Texas Rangers, and that is the left-hand side of our bracket. We go to the right side, where the number one seed again is the New York Yankees, second most wins of the franchise 30 franchise era. Again, they came in with 114 wins. They'll sit at the top of the bracket and they will wait the winner from Wrigley Field. It will be the Chicago Cubs coming in at the Chicago Cubs coming in with 103 wins, the 2016 team. Then we'll get a chance to play one of our older teams, coming in with the 65 franchise, 102 win Minnesota Twins. So not exactly going to be an easy win for the Cubbies there, but it should be a fun series. Then you have the 1998 Atlanta Braves, who lost to the San Diego Padres, who are also in this tournament in the LDS or the NLDS. It's going to be the Braves with again coming in at the 10th seed as they had 106 wins. They will be hosting the 1985 Toronto Blue Jays, actually with 99 wins. That was kind of a surprising team. I thought the Blue Jays had a little more history, more wins. I didn't realize they had that many. So it's Braves and Blue Jays from, I believe that will probably end up being from Turner Field. And then we'll go to Fenway Park in Boston, the 2018. Not a Red Sox fan, if you know me. Absolutely not. But the seventh seed Boston Red Sox are going to be a pain in the arse. They are 107 wins. They are extremely talented. They got a ones in the outfield. They are going to be tough if they can get their pitching, and they'll take on we talked about them before, the 98 Padres. They come in with a 98 wins. They're not shabby either. So that should be a fun series at the Fens. Then the 2021 Los Angeles Dodgers, they come into the 3 seed, 111 wins, and that is not the best Dodger team. I believe the best Dodger team was last year. I don't have the new Dodgers to play them, so we're going to the next one down. That was the 21 LA team. They'll take on probably not a team that's going to scare a lot in America. That is going to be the last seed. That's number 30, Colorado Rockies, and 92 wins. Then it will be from Oakland Alameda Mausoleum, the 1988 Oakland Athletics, taking on another AL West team, the 77 Kansas City Royals, coming in 19th seed. Both teams very talented with a lot of wins. The A's come in with 104 wins, while that 1977 Kansas City Royal team came in with 102 wins, which kind of surprised me. Didn't realize they had a 100-team win in their franchise. I just totally forgot. I knew they were really good. The Yankee Royal Series that year with the George Brett triple in the very first inning or so that caused the fight with Nettles, and Royals basically come within an inning or so from playing the Dodgers in that World Series. That American League at ALCS that year came down to the last moment, just like 76 did with the Chambliss home run. Then you got the St. Louis Cardinals coming in 105 wins. The Albert Pujols team will take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are coming in. They're going to be 100 win. They're going to be a 100-win team from 2021. I thought it was going to be that 98 team, to be honest. I totally forgot Tampa did have a big scoring team, a big win team from the 21 season, and they kind of choked away in the postseason. And then the bottom half, I can't forget about the RJL New York Mets. they're going to be a strong 6 seed with 108 wins, and they'll be playing the 2018 Milwaukee Brewers. They're going to be the 27 seed with 96 wins. There you go. We've revealed our brackets from the left and right side. Again, if you're going to be watching our games from home, we're going to be able to play 3 or 4 games at once. If I'm able to master through at least 3, so we'll be able to jam through some of our series. Probably play some offline. I don't want to. If I do, may I'll do it in this weekend baseball type format to kind of give you guys a heads up or what happened. That would be my best thing that I want to do there. I'm going to try to get everything on the channel, to be honest. If you're playing on with the computer settings, you should be able to jam through a game pretty quick. So please, when games are in, please please subscribe, you hit the bell. You'll know when I come on and play those games. Let's go ahead and look at the game itself. And I can go ahead and bring that up and show that to you what we did. I went ahead and created a league for this to happen. It is going to be my best of 7 tournament teams. All the teams are in there. Let's go ahead and look at the options that this will bring us. Rules option. We'll play with max rules setup, but I'm going to eliminate every max rule possible. I don't like max, but what it's going to do is I'm going to set up so we'll have daily injuries only. So with the daily injuries option on there, that will, to me, give us some usage issues. So the guy gets hurt. I was seriously wanting to just I want to do injuries. I'm not sure I want to do that because again, I don't know if we want to test all that out. Let's look at it and see. So leave it on max with no rules set. So we're going to use a super advanced steel system. All teams will have those ratings. We'll use a super advanced strategy charts. That means we'll be using the super advanced defense setup. Again, that is the best defensive chart to use. No one's going to get screwed in that one. Use other miscellaneous rules also. We're going to use closer rules. That is something I wish to use. We'll see if that works out. You know what? Maybe we will go. And this could get changed. I'm going to be playing hockey tonight with my buddy, and I can tell him what I think are the pluses and minuses for using injuries. And I think when they'll say, yeah, that might see what team is better if you have some injuries to knock out some key players. We're going to use these super advanced fatigue rules. To me, that is the best part. You don't want to use pitch count in this thing. If a guy's a 6, he gets fatigued with a 3 base runner rule in his inning. That has always been Stratomatic. You want to always play that, in my opinion. We'll be playing pre-2020 rules. So we go to extra innings. We're playing extra innings. We won't use 3 batter minimum, but I will kind of keep it to me to do that because I think it doesn't allows the manager for not going around and flip flopping back and forth. No ghost runners, but we will use DH for I know the dang DH. Who needs a stinking DH? This league needs a stinking DH. We want offense, and we also want to have. I wasn't just let one bracket use the DH because I thought that would kind of cause a little bit of an issue there. Again, that could be changed in a day or so. If it is, we'll let you know. We're using a basic, it's the primary lineups, and I'm going to try to set lineups for all these teams. There will be. I'll go ahead and hit the schedule, give scheduled days off, because again, I want the days off after the two. Basically, you have the travel, the 2, then you'll have the 1-1-1, and then I'll give the travel again. That gives the number 1 starter a chance to pitch 1, 4, and possibly 7 also. Again, we'll ignore overusage in this case. Again, that's not going to be an issue. We'll go back to the original 10 pitchers minimum, 25-man rosters. I think that will be the smartest thing to do there. Let's go ahead and go to our second option of rules. In the lineup and we just did lineup and usage. Let's go ahead and go backwards and do that. We'll go to our option number 3, game preferences. We'll go ahead and go dice mode. We'll go minimal play-by-play. I think that will be best. We're going to let both teams be controlled by me because I don't want Hal to make a stupid move that's going to cost someone the tournament. A game in this is huge, so we'll go ahead and leave that out. We're just going to show the ball, show board and game information, and then leave both teams on there. And again, the speed will be a quick one on that too. Again, with Strat, you don't want anything lower, or the games can kind of take forever and, to me, cause problems. Dice will be rolled automatically. The split cards will be are automatic. Also, we'll automate the SADB fielding chart. As long as you guys can see it, that's good. All three dice will stop together. Again, that will speed things up, I think, also. So we'll do that also. People come in and see rules they want to have or they play with, go ahead and sound off. Injuries, pretty much. What else were we talking there? Any other rules, things I brought up that we may want to change at a given time. Again, I'm not gonna limit the usage because this is a 7 game series, but the lineups that were pretty much in there from the start of the season will get first crack. We're not gonna throw someone in there who was 6 for 10 during the season and have a wonky card. We're not gonna do that. No crowd noise, but there will be dice and sounds. There'll be the crack of the bat. No music, as that will probably get very annoying. So that will be set up on that one. And that should be it. Everything else should be also set. We'll set my ballparks also. And hopefully we'll have good ballpark images for all our teams. Again, the game's home teams will be based on the seeds, and they'll change all the time. So as long as the Mariners and Yankees stick around in this tournament, they will have home field advantage through the playoffs, through the tournament. And if the Seattle Mariners happen to go all the way through, which I doubt, to be honest, they will have Safeco Field will be home of the World Series. Again, all series will be best of 7, 2-2, 1-1-1. So that way you have a 2 games, travel game, 2 games, and then the 1-1-1. 4-man rotations, regardless. You have to have a 4 starter. Then after the 5th starter, all bets are off. Then you'll still have, I believe, 4 starter. Yeah, so the 5th starter will probably go back to your 1. You have a day off. The 6th, again, that will be game. So game 5 will be your 1 starter. Game 6 will be your 2 starter, and you may still get your number 1 starter coming back for game 7 if necessary. Let's take a look again. RJL just came on. I want to make sure he was around and was not going to have his game tonight. I know he's in middle of his championship round. It's going to be the NL Division Series between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies from the concrete jungle in Philadelphia. So, again, we're looking at, again, those who watched game 1 of my bracket tournament, we'll throw that out the window. We're going to go ahead and go back and create a best of the greatest wins from every franchise. We'll go ahead and show you once again what the brackets do look like. That's them right there. Again, we'll just kind of go over them real quick one more time. Your number 1 seeds from the left are the Seattle Mariners, 2001, and the 1998 Yankees over on the right side. And then the left, again, your games will be the Phillies and Indians from Citizens Bank, Astros and the White Sox from Minute Maid, the Giants and Pirates from 3Com, Orioles and Marlins from Memorial Stadium, Tigers and Arizona from Detroit. Boy, if that ends up working right, as they say in the NCAA selection, so games you want to watch. The 69 Orioles and the 80. Sorry, that's the old one I have. It's the 84 Tigers. Could take them on, and that could be one of the best tournament matchups we're gonna have. Then you'll have the game from Olympic Stadium, the Expos and the Angels. Then from Riverfront, it's the Reds and Rangers. Again, on the other side, the Yankees are your number 1 seed, number 2 overall. The 98 Yankees will wait for the winner between the Cubs and the Twins. That will be in Wrigley Field. And then underneath that will be the Braves and Blue Jays in Turner Field. And then Fenway will have the Red Sox and Padres. Underneath that, from Chez Ravine, the Dodgers and Rockies. That seems to be an easy series for the Dodgers. But then again, this is tournament baseball. You never know what's going to happen. That's why the possibility of injuries could work out. And then you have the A's and Royals. Good series between 2 quality teams. The 88 A's are the home team, taking on a very speedy, fast, and they're kind of a crazy group of guys with a good pitching staff in the 77 Royals. They got a very compelling team. ID Jesters 2004 St. Louis Cardinals, who got swept in the '04 World Series by the Red Sox, are probably one of baseball's best teams not to win the World Series with 100 plus wins. They'll be taking on one of ID Jester's other favorite teams, the 2021 Tampa Rays. The bottom part of the bracket, it's RJL's New York Mets taking on Ben Wetz's Milwaukee Brewers. So, again, it could be a tough series for the Brewers as that Met team is loaded for bear, and they will be tough with the rotation they have and options they do have with their lineups. But that is your brackets revealed again. So you have it. Well, we'll take you out of here tonight, get you going for the rest of the streams. You all watch them. If I'm available tonight and not doing anything after a certain time, may try to squeeze a 3 or 4 game series in. So go ahead and post questions that you might have. Please like, please subscribe. And again, I want to thank you all for coming in. This has been the Sports Time Machine from the Time Machine headquarters, as we're going to bring you a 30 team best of 7. And it's going to be, again, a 7 game series of the greatest world's the greatest major league team franchises with the most wins. And I'll leave that bracket up to show you. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll see you again where it will be. Probably it will be the Phillies and Indians. So get that set up, or we'll do the Cubs and Twinkies, depending on what we're doing, or we'll roll for it, or who's in the broadcast. So talk to you again. Have a good rest of the evening. We'll see you down the line where we'll be in March Madness. It is Major League Baseball's ultimate tournament with a 7 game series. With a 7 game, so best of 7. See you later on.